Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning. Today I'm looking at the Miami Dolphins and determining who I think they should take in the upcoming 2021 NFL Draft, Kyle Pitts or Ja'Marr Chase. But before getting into that topic, question for those of you viewing, especially if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, comment down below who you think the Dolphins should take in this draft. But getting into this topic, I understand it is very reasonable and possibly likely that neither of these guys are available. I mean, if we look at the draft board, we can see Trevor Lawrence go to the Jags, Zach Wilson go to the Jets, Niners, whoever they're taking, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, whoever you want it to be, have it be Justin Fields, just theoretically, doesn't matter. And then at fourth, maybe we see the Falcons take Kyle Pitts, and then at fifth, we see the Bengals take Ja'Marr Chase. There's a lot of rumors right now. A lot of people want them to take Ja'Marr Chase. Joe Burrow's a fan of it. And then at six, Dolphins don't have a pick of either Pitts or Chase. Chase to the Bengals, Pitts to the Falcons. But theoretically, let's say that doesn't happen. Let's say the Falcons take a quarterback, whichever one. The Niners don't take Trey Lance, Justin Fields, whichever it is. Both of those guys will go 3 and 4, whichever order it is. And then at fifth, say the Bengals don't listen to the fans, they don't listen to Burrow, they want their offensive line, and they go with Penei Sewell. And now at number 6, the Miami Dolphins have both the option of Kyle Pitts or Ja'Marr Chase. And I think both of these outcomes are likely. I think there's a decent chance that they get to pick from the two, both are available, and I think there's a decent chance neither are available. And of course, there's a decent chance that they don't get to pick, one's gone and the other one's available, and that kind of makes the decision easy for them. So none of us know until draft day, but theoretically, if I'm the Dolphins and Kyle Pitts and Ja'Marr Chase are both on the board, who am I going with and who do I think they should go with? And you can't go wrong either way. Looking at the Dolphins this year, they got Devontae Parker, you got Will Fuller, and you got Mike Gesicki all in the receiving core ready to go. Who do you go with? I mean, obviously you can explore the options of Penei Sewell, but like I said, for this video, I'm focused on Pitts or Chase, and for me, getting to the point, I'm taking Kyle Pitts. He's just too big of a freak, too big of a prospect. It's been rare to see a tight end this caliber come into the NFL. I don't know if we've ever seen a tight end prospect like this come in the NFL draft. 6'6", supposedly ran a 4.4. I'm not really, banking on the 40-yard dashes times this year. I think it's a little skeptical. Ja'Marr Chase ran a 4.3 according to a hand clock. I'm not trusting that by any means. So both of these guys, we know they're fast. Kyle Pitts, like I said, he did run a 4.4, but I do think that's a little bit off. But even if he runs a 4.5 on, the electric clock and he's lasered and it's an official 4.5, that is extreme speed for a tight end weighing, 240 pounds at 6'6". That just doesn't come at that size, that physique, and that speed. He's just too much of a package for the Dolphins to pass up. And yes, they have Mike Gesicki, but who's to say they can't run a double tight end threat? You see it in the NFL. Browns got David Njoku, Austin Hooper. Works out pretty good for them. We saw the Patriots. They got Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. They're going to make it work. Dolphins, it's going to work. Kyle Pitts, he's too big of a weapon, and people have already said, we don't know if he's a tight end. He's just offense. He's a receiver. He's a tight end. He's Megatron, whatever you want to call him. He's just too big of a prospect for the Dolphins to pass up, in my opinion. And we know many young quarterbacks in the league love to look at their tight ends. They're always a safety blanket. They're always a big target. They're typically a red zone target, especially for these young quarterbacks. And Tua Tagovailoa, a guy that is very young in the league, has had some rookie mistakes, is going to have some, growing pains. He's already got a lot of criticism. He could use an X-factor type of weapon in Kyle Pitts. Ja'Marr Chase, I'm not saying if the Dolphins go that route, this is a bad route. Ja'Marr Chase, if he does run a 4.3, 4.4, even if he doesn't, we saw what his former teammate Justin Jefferson did to his team, the Minnesota Vikings. They're now looked at one of the better receiving cores in the league. Not to say they're one of the best, but one of the better ones now that they have Jefferson. And if Ja'Marr Chase could go into Miami and do that same thing that his former teammate Justin Jefferson did for the Vikings, and Chase does that to the Dolphins, they didn't go wrong. But that's exactly why the Bengals are looking at Ja'Marr Chase, because they think he could do that. But to me, Kyle Pitts is just too big, too much of a well-respected prospect to pass up on. Like I said, Tua Tagovailoa needing a safety blanket, an X-factor weapon that he could count on. Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, both great guys, both great hands, both great speed, but inconsistent, get injured, and I just don't want Tua to have to rely on those top two guys to always be there, because there's just a good chance one of them goes down and doesn't play a whole 16-game season. We've just seen that from these guys' history. Like I said, at their peak and when they're healthy, they're great receivers, and this is going to be an extremely dangerous Miami Dolphins offense if you got Kyle Pitts, Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki, but you need an X-factor tight end like Kyle Pitts to carry the load if a receiver like Will Fuller and Devontae Parker goes down, and I think he can do that. Ja'Marr Chase, if he goes in and fills that role, I'm not saying he can't carry the load, but Kyle Pitts, He's just a freak of nature. So many people are comparing him to Megatron. You don't get that comparison easily. There's only been a couple other guys to do that. DK Metcalf, and of course Kyle Pitts. There's other guys out there, but to be compared to the name of Megatron, probably a top 5 receiver of all time, you know the dude's special, and he hasn't even stepped foot on an NFL game, on the NFL field, playing a game in the NFL yet. So if I'm the Dolphins and Kyle Pitts is available, I'm 100% going that route. And like I said, if you look at Jamar Chase and you have a receiving core, Jamar Chase, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, Mike Gesicki, there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't think the Miami Dolphins can pick a wrong route. We won't know draft day if they made the wrong choice. We won't know until 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now until one guy may or may not be a bust, or they both turn out to be what we expect them to be, star-studded guys who have extreme talents that can really help their teams in the NFL. I have good faith that both guys are going to be great players in the NFL. I think Jamar Chase could bring the Justin Jefferson factor that he did to Minnesota, and I think Kyle Pitts can be the next Megatron. The physique the dude has, the times and numbers he puts up in his pro day, what we've seen him do in Florida, I just really think the Dolphins really can't miss here either way. But if it's up to me, I'm definitely going Kyle Pitts. And like I said, there's a good chance this isn't reasonable. There's a chance Kyle Pitts goes to the Falcons and Jamar Chase goes to the Bengals, and now the Dolphins are like, well, shit, what do we do now? Yeah, there's Devontae Smith, but him and Tua have kind of exchanged words with Devontae Smith coming out and saying he liked Mac Jones over Tua. That would just kind of make things awkward, and now did the Dolphins trade back again? Do they now go protection since no one else was getting Penei Sewell? Do they pick him up at 6? That would create a conflict and kind of ruin my theory here. What do they do if they have this option? Because clearly it's not possible, and I understand that. And like I said, I think the best chance is that we see just one be available. I could see Justin Fields or Trey Lance go to the Falcons, the Bengals pick up Jamar Chase, and just Kyle Pitts is left over, or vice versa. Kyle Pitts goes to the Bengals, and now just Jamar Chase is left over. It's an easy decision for the Dolphins if one is just left over, or the other outcomes of neither being available or both being available. But it's, to me, and both are on the board, Kyle Pitts is the 100%, I don't want to say easy pick, but easier pick in my mind to go with. Just a freak of nature, the numbers he puts up in the double tight end threat and the safety blanket, and a Tua Tagovailoa that needs an X-factor guy that he can always rely on, always count on, a big target he always has to throw to. Tua needs that in this offense, and Jamar Chase, like I said, will take him to the next level and be a great deep threat, but we don't know how Tua is in the deep ball to the full extent yet. I think Brian Flores is a great coach, and I think he could see that, look, Tua isn't going to be the next Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, but it doesn't mean he can't win games and make some serious damage in the playoffs and become a Super Bowl type of winning team. He's not going to be Tom Brady. He's not going to be able to carry a team, but that doesn't mean if we don't give him the right weapons and the right safety blankets and the right X factors, he can't do his job. And I think Brian Flores also sees that. The GM's done freaking magic already with the Laramie Tunsil trade. I think they're going to do magic here and take the right pick in Kyle Pitts. But like I said, anything can happen. We don't know until draft day who they're going to pick, what's going to be available, and who turns out to be what. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I appreciate it for watching, guys. And, of course, comment your thoughts. Thanks for watching. 2-minute warning.